Welcome to Inside Outboards with your host, Kodibass.
Hello everybody! Welcome back to the channel. Big hello to all the new subscribers. Thank you for joining us up in here. For sure. Where we always try to have a little bit of outboard fun. You know, boats and outboards and boatsy things. That's what we do here on the channel. Well, not all the time. Some of it questionable for sure. But anyway, today we're going to have some outboard fun. We've got the 30 EVINRUDE, the dirty 30 EVINRUDE. In last video, we need to do some wire wheeling, some priming, some painting, and you know. We got the Yamaha 25 two-stroker VRO. It needs just, you know, just a little itty bitty witty teeny beeny cosmetics and it'll be ready to cha-ching, bring in some change. You understand? So, that's what we're going to be doing. I got a customer pulling up right now. So, let's get to it. Alright, so I went out and got me a couple of YAMMY'S clamps, and I'm going to give these a coat of paint. I'm also restoring my high lift jack, refurbing, pardon me. So all you're going to do, first I'm going to paint these a little bit, these YAMMY'S clamps. You take a roll pin, and if it's a little tight, that's fine. You just want it, the one that, you know, see that went in there a little bit. You can see the dirty part. And then just tap that in with a hammer, and if it's too tight, you can always take a drill bit and open the hole up. Same with the part on the screw clamp itself. If it's a little too tight, just take a drill and open it up a little bit. I use these roll pins because as you tap them in, they pinch together. And then once you get them all in, the pressure of them trying to spring back open is what keeps them there. They work pretty good. And you can get these sets off the inner screen, easy enough. Horrible Freight, eBay, all them places have this stuff. So I keep them on hand, but we can't have no dirty, ugly clamps. So I got some Rust-Oleum. It was on here somewhere. Gloss charcoal gray. And that'll be close enough. So I give them a coat. A little coat. Let that dry about, 5-10 minutes. And we'll be back. How may I help you? Hey! It's me! Billy Ray! Well, I'm the best commercial fisherman in the whole North Territory. I was down at the sawmill. I was talking to Pa down yonder. He's my 5th cousin, 3rd connected. He told me you was at it again. He said he drove by here. He said you were dumping good American-made outboards into the back of a truck, taking them out that scrap heap. Why, never. I tell you what, I'm gonna go out to that scrap heap. I'm gonna look around. I'm gonna sniff around. And if I find you've been taking good outboard motors out there, dumping them on the ground, I'm gonna come back here. I'm gonna fix you, and I'm gonna fix you right. All right. So what we got to do is now I got them all painted up. Then I take it and take my roll pin. You can see the slot in the side of the roll pin. Turn this kind of that way. Let's see. Then I have to then just take a hammer and tap that roll pin in there. I leave a little bit, about a 1/16, 1/8 of an inch sticking out. But you can see on this side it's got a lot sticking out. Same here. Then I take the infamous Diablo Uno, and I cut off that piece and leave it a little bit sticking out. Like such. Take a little more off of that. That's right. Diablo. This little guy here, I cleaned it up for him and so forth a year ago, and it's been sitting outside pretty much ever since. But I think it'll probably start right up, but he wanted me to test run it and all and make sure that's what is going to happen before he puts it on his raft and such. and takes it out there only to find some disappointment. So, one thing I likes to do with these guys is put them in a tank. That ain't gonna work. Put them in the tank, let them soak, get that water pump impeller all nice and wet with all my goodies, because I got goodies in there, they're goodies. First, I gotta find the right clippy-dippy-doo. Man, that's close. I think that'll work. I just gotta put a little lube to it or something. I think it might. Let me see. Oh, that's good. Where's my cheapo lube? How's the choke? Choke seems to work all right. And maybe it won't work. Feels like it clipped in. Feels like, I don't know. Doesn't feel like a whole lot of gas. I'm not sure if I got it on there. That's on there. There it goes. Okay, gas is coming up. There it goes. It feels like some went in. Now, can't remember, so we're gonna take this bonnet off of here. Where you at? Where you at? That's it. Crickets. Crickets. Now, this is the one. I got the gas hooked to it. This is the one that's got the fuel pump that's directly part of the carburetor body. And what'll happen when they've been sitting, I've got a good nice tight bulb, so this thing's all under pressure right now. I'm gonna let that sit for about 10 minutes. And then I'll slowly, just slowly pull it over. That gets those diaphragms in there moistened up, gets them a little bit flexible, and then by just slowly pulling it over a couple times, real slow, don't go aping on it, hopefully it'll get those diaphragms all softened, moistened up, and ready to pump. Often I find when this model here comes in that has the fuel pump as part of the carb body, you have to end up taking the whole carb off and taking it all apart and everything and replacing those diaphragms. I think I replaced those diaphragms a year ago, so they should be good, but I'm gonna let them sit there, soak, and get a little wet and stretchy, and we'll be back. Alright, while I let that fuel pump on that little 99 Yamaha soak, I got the 30 Johnson here. Whoops, sorry about that. And I wanted to show you something. Why you got to clean your outboard. See this? Right in here. See all that? See that? That salt just gets to doing things that if you run in a saltwater environment, it gets everywhere. So I'm going to take that clamp off. And, you know, why did the reaction happen there? These clamps, I'd say 50% of the time, are not stainless. Many times they are. But I think, especially around this year, we'll do a test on this guy with a magnet. Now you see my little picking tool there, it sticks to this magnet. Okay, let's see if it'll stick. And see, that's an oddity right there. This does appear to be stainless. And what's happened is, it's not the fact that the bolt is not stainless or even the clip. The clip is stainless. But what's happened is on these clamps, I'm going to show you. They've got this plastic coating over top of a stainless steel strip. And this is stainless steel. Here's the magnet. That will not stick to that. This is a stainless steel piece of steel in here. So why is all that corrosion there? Well, this plastic coating they put on this strip of stainless, the rubber right here, the plastic, gets the salt, it gets a tear in it. I'm going to push that so you can see it. It gets a tear in it, and then it starts getting in. And just like when we started this, there's a blobs of it, and that stuff just, anywhere it can find a crevice or a crack like that, it gets in there. And then I'm gonna, let me get a 3/8. I'll be right back. Okay, we're gonna take this off of here. So we get this off. Thing out of there. So you should be able to see in there, there's where the salt got in on this one, right up under that plastic. It just gets up in there, and once it gets to doing its reaction stuff, it'll start. I've seen this salt break aluminum. So now when these things are in good shape, they're fine if they're stainless. And like I said, I see a lot of them that are just solid rust, and I'll get a magnet and they'll stick to it. All right, so what you can do, a better alternative, especially around wiring, is these. I don't even know what these are for, but they've got the rubber is externally exposed for the most part, and you can clean it. You can pull it, pry that aside and get in there and clean it. And even if you didn't need the rubber, you could just go with the stainless. But I don't know what these are for, but they sell them at the regular hardware store. And they're a better alternative to me, especially if you're going around electric wiring and such. You put them in there, you might have to get some pliers and pinch them or whatnot. But I like these ones better. Now, they do take up a little more room, but I found I can generally take me a little mallet and just make them a little flatter. This whole motor is going to have to be rinsed off, cleaned up a little. Now, don't that look a lot better than a big blob of yucky salt? So if you're running salt water, avoid that. Clean your engine, lubricate your engine, go to your hardware store. These are stainless too. This is nice stainless. And if you can't get those or whatever, zip ties. A lot of this stuff you can find a place to zip tie it to with the regular old plastic zip ties. And I have never been a fan of these because you can see right there already, right there, right on the edge of this one, the plastic's already tore right there. So that salt's going to get in there. But get you some of them. There's your hack. Okay, this little fella here has been soaking for a while. And so we're going to attempt to start it now. Pull that choke. And let's see what we get. But like I said, first I'm going to just give that diaphragm a little, as it pulses the engine, it should be moving that diaphragm a little bit. Man, somebody don't take good care of his equipment. All right, I'd say that should do it. Let's give her some, okay, give her a little gas, chokes on, bulb squeeze. See what we get. obviously OEM paint on the top of that bonnet, that light baby blue. Somebody has painted that there. But I do think it was what they call the silver blue OMC paint at one time, and somebody applied that. So we'll need to touch up the paint around the gasket down there and the top, but I like this hood because, one, it's the correct horsepower, it's a 30, and most of the decal stuff is in good shape. I can touch that up, and that'll come off, whatever it is. And so now I'll let it dry. Right. Yeah, I'll let it dry. It's supposed to rain for the next 4 days straight, and it's clouding up out here now. But I'll let her dry, and that's going to go on the 30 EVINRUDE, just like the bonnet over there says. But I've got to do a lot of cleaning. There's the lower pan on this outboard's in real bad shape. It's bad shape. It's in fine shape. It's dirty and full of spruce needles and such. But oh, this is not for the pull start kind. Hey, we'll do that too. I'll cut a hole and we'll put the pull start in there. This is off one that was electric only. I cut a hole right in there. I got lots of these rubber gaskets. We'll glue a gasket. We'll make it work. But that's all I'm going to do on it. Well, I should make sure the thing fits. I don't think there was any differences in the two of them. Well, I can't get back to the back to latch it because it's up against the lift. But yeah, that'll work. You can see this gasket. It's all convoluted, but we can make it work. You understand? Okay, so we got the Yamaha 25 two-stroke VRO all done up. It is out there on the for sale rack. You understand? We got the 30 EVINRUDE. It's coming along. I gotta go over in my my prop bin and get a prop for it and a thrust washer and a nut and that sort of thing, and get it painted up. I freed up the transom clamps on this one as well, and then we took care of the little cutie Yamaha 9.9, and it seems to be running, peeing, shifting. It's all good. It's all good. So we'll get that one back to the owner, and yep, I hear a lot of you folks down in the South, especially, well, heck, down in Lower America, and I've been watching it. After I heard, after I got a lot of comments on that last video of, like, I would love to have some of that cooler weather. I started looking, and I'm not one to sit around and watch the old tube too much, so I don't get a lot of news and such, so, but yeah, I feel for you guys. When I was down there in Florida a few months back, it was in the 80s, like 87. I think it got up to 90 one day, and I about died. You understand? Yeah, I don't know how you, what, 110? Oh, man. I can deal with the heat as long as I'm in a boat on the water and can go swimming, or I'm around water and can go swimming. But these guys who I would see down there in 90-degree weather, and and it was not even spring yet, really, they'd be up on a roof doing a roofing job. And I'm like, how do they take it? How do they stand that? But I mean, it was weird because I'd look up at them and everything, you know, wave at them and everything, and they wouldn't even be breaking a sweat. So I don't get it. I'm different. I guess you get used to it. I didn't. I mean, I was down there. Well, granted, it was the winter time and such, but you know, toward getting spring, it got pretty hot for me. But they say if you're down there, you get acclimated. And it was so many moons ago that I lived down there, I can't remember. But I remember, you know, growing up down that way as a kid and stuff. I don't remember it bothering me. I'd be out playing in it and all day. But again, we generally played around or in the water. So anyway, I feel for you guys. 100 and something degrees, man. That's brutal. That's brutal, sure enough. So, it's getting a little bit late around here, and the rain is coming. I got a few other things I got to get done before it comes. Just get things squared away around here so it don't, you know, certain things I don't want to get wet. You understand? So, that's going to be a wrap on this one. And as always, that is one more hack from Kodiak. Thanks for watching.
More vids are coming on Inside Outboards with your host, kodibass.